All right. WBC president Mauricio Suleiman says that he wants Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder. Should Andy Ruiz get out of this fight successfully with Anthony Joshua? And also says there ain't no doubt who the best heavyweight in the world is, and that's Deontay Wilder. And we've been known that's true. So let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Also, special thank you to the new channel members. Thank you guys for joining. It's growing. Thank you so much to the Patreon channel. We in there doing our thing. Go check out the new Patreon video that's going to be released today. Also, thank you so much to everybody in the live stream community. We will be back there this Sunday as usual to wrap up the week in boxing. This time we'll be talking about the AJ Ruiz fight with myself, Blood Boxing, KQKC Boxing, Trap House Boxing, and my man, the boxing historian, Curtis Anderson. Let's talk about this, man. This has been a heavyweight month, man. It's been a heavyweight month. Well, last few weeks, because Deontay Wilder laid out Luis Ortiz last November 23rd, and now here we are again with AJ. History repeating itself, maybe, with AJ fighting Andy Ruiz trying to regain his belts. And the reason why I say, well, first, let me tell you the two things we're going to talk about in this mug. First, that Mauricio Suleiman, the president of the WBC, says that they want that unification fight between Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz if Andy Ruiz gets out. Hey, sounds like the right answer to me. Now, there's been reports out there that I've heard, secondhand reports that I've heard, which means I heard it on a YouTube channel and somebody said that Andy Ruiz's dad said it. The guys that I heard it from have never let me down, so I'll run with it. It said Andy Ruiz's father said that they wanted a couple fights before they fight Deontay Wilder. I think that would be very unfortunate for the sport of boxing, because I want to see a heavyweight champion, one champion, okay? One champion, one face, one name, whoever that is, Deontay Wilder or Andy Ruiz. We know it's not coming if it's Anthony Joshua. If Anthony Joshua wins this fight with Andy Ruiz, he's going into hiding. He's dropping half them belts. That's just what it's going to be, okay? Eddie Hearn is already, I think he's already said that. It's either he's going to drop that WBO or he's going to drop that IBF, because Eddie Hearn, of course, is going to want to have another one of his fighters fight for that championship so that he can milk the heavyweight division for a little bit longer and deny Deontay Wilder. And I do believe that this is a part of it for a lot of people. To deny Deontay Wilder, just absolutely, positively, the kingdom of boxing. And I say the kingdom of boxing because when you are the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, that's what you are. Regardless of all these other secondary and tertiary arguments that go on around, petty ridiculousness, okay? How many pay-per-views they did. And yes, I do videos about the pay-per-view because I'm not going to allow y'all to continue to tear down people with pettiness based off estimates that cannot be validated by any damn body. Okay? None of those numbers can be validated. The 275,000 north of 275 for Deontay Wilder cannot be validated. The 2,500 that people didn't have any issue with could not be validated. The 183 cannot be validated. The 153 cannot be validated. The 25 billion that I said cannot be validated, will not be validated, because the one consistent thing that has been said by everybody that put one out is that Fox and the PBC don't release them. Which means since they didn't release them, you didn't see them. And since you didn't see them, the total numbers, then you don't know what they are. You're just giving a guesstimate based on somebody's word that you respect. And by the way, I also have people that I know that fight on cards and have fighters that fight on cards for the PBC. I know producers, actual people that produce the shows for Fox Sports, And they estimated, one guy who shall remain nameless said that his sources told him that it was going to end up around 315,000. And let me tell you, that number that I gave you is every bit as valid as what Dan Rayfield gives you. Because Dan Rayfield's sources told me and you that Dillian White was going to be fighting Luis Ortiz. And that never took place. Ever. So since he was wrong about that, he can be wrong about this. He's a human being, and he, again, is not letting you know who told him. So you got to take all that stuff with a grain of salt. What you don't have to take with a grain of salt is that Deontay Wilder is the longest reigning heavyweight champion in the world. He is the longest reigning, except for a guy at minimum weight by a week or so, the longest reigning champion in all of boxing. He has defended his his heavyweight championship title 10 times, which equals the title reigns of Muhammad Ali. It is greater than the title reigns of Hall of Fame fighters like Evander Holyfield. Also, last time I checked, 275,000 or 183,000 or whatever other number you want to give to it is more than zero. More than zero. So somebody knows him. But all of that is just distraction from getting this man from, number one, admitting you were wrong. Admitting that you've been wrong for 5 years. Continually being wrong for 5 years. You didn't want to admit when we told you. Because I told you, AJ is overrated. AJ's not going to make it to 40 fights. He's not that good. What Mauricio Sulaiman is saying is the most, because, who's the best, obviously, is opinion, as long as these guys don't fight each other, as long as you've got the belts split up among multiple people. But hey, Mauricio Sulaiman says he thinks Deontay Wilder is the best, and I think there's a better argument for Deontay Wilder being the best than anybody else. Anybody else. Tyson Fury has not beaten a top opponent in 4 years. 5 years. One in 5 years. Andy Ruiz has lost to Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker got knocked out by Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. He doesn't hold any belts. Dillian White got knocked out by AJ. Name it, go so on and so forth. Alexander Usyk has never beaten a legitimate active heavyweight. He beat Chaz Witherspoon. So, people like to be objective. Well, the objective facts, objective means an object. Something that you can see. The root of objective is object. Something that you can actually see. Something that you know is a fact. Deontay Wilder is undefeated and has over 40 knockouts is a fact. The fact that Deontay Wilder has more knockouts than all these other champions have fights and has been a reigning champion when at the same time Vladimir Klitschko was a reigning champion is a fact. But we point out facts, we're biased. Yeah, the facts are biased. Anyway, on to this, because I'm feeling BFTB. By the way, hey man, you know who you are. We got money over there on BFTB's channel for you as well if you would like to get that smoke. But you don't want that smoke. I know you don't. We being petty today. It's Friday and we got OG Boxing Talk coming up. Anyway, so this fight between Andy Ruiz, if Andy Ruiz gets out of there with Anthony Joshua, which I don't see, I know it's very possible if everything was fair, but there's nothing going to be fair about that. Okay, let me put it this way. I cannot foresee anything being fair in that fight. I can't. They cheat way too much. They've been cheating and being funny way too much. And there's so much money on the line for Matchroom Boxing. If Andy Ruiz beats this dude, Matchroom Boxing is done. I think if Andy Ruiz is about to knock out Anthony Joshua, that Eddie Hearn will jump into the ring, hit Andy Ruiz in the mouth himself, and have the fight just called off. Or they'll just hire somebody to jump in there in the middle of a fight with a plane and just, no, they have to finish the fight. They'll call off the fight, have AJ we can't go any further. Go to the cards. AJ will be up and they'll hand him the belts. I don't know. Just something is going to happen in that fight. I don't trust it. Anyway, I'm 100% with Mauricio Sulaiman. Obviously, Mauricio Sulaiman is the works for the organization that Deontay Wilder is a champion in, and he's going to support his champion. That's reasonable. So if somebody wanted to have an issue with that, cool, you can cite that. But the rest of the objective facts, you really can't argue with. They are what they are. And I certainly hope this fight pops up next and Andy Ruiz doesn't need to go somewhere, fight a bunch of other guys, because, dude, Andy Ruiz might lose. And then, boom, we're out in the same situation again. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Peace.